Here's a short air test on my Vaquero. I bought this machine a couple of weeks ago, and I've been kind of curious. Get it on, let it do it post test. I'm going to turn it all the way over to sensitivity. Let's give it maximum sensitivity. Discrimination. Let's see, there's your threshold. I hunt with headphones. I'm an old time digger. I got an old set of super phones that I've had for about 15 years, and when I broke the set of those, I removed the speakers and put them in the chassis. So we're going to start on discrimination. I'm getting a little bit of chatter, so I'm going to back it up. I'm inside. This is your regular 9x8 stock. I've got several different targets I'm going to use to do this test. I've got a 58, a 69, a Cohen cuff, a piece of buckshot ball from a bucking ball, small piece of grape shot, replica buckle a guy gave me a couple of years ago that I always use for testing, and a large coat button brass. I'm also going to use a large fragment piece from an 8-inch navy ball. So there's going to be our test items. Let's start with what everybody wants to know, a mini ball. Alright, we're in discrimination. We're going to use this small piece of grape shot canister ball. As you can see, it's totally cut out, and that's on the bottom discrimination setting. So we're going to get that out of the picture. So we know we're in discrimination mode. We're going to go with a 58. I've taken an old Sterilite box lid and I've marked off 1-inch increments on it all the way up to 17. We're going to start with about 7. We're not going to whip it, because we're going to get into a realistic swing speed here. There's a 9. There's an 11. I would say safely a good diggable signal like that would be about between 11 inches, 11 to 12 inches. 69 caliber, short but thicker. 10 inches. 11, 12, 11 to 12, about the same as the 58. Let's go with a coat button. We're still in the discrimination on the canister ball. This is your large coat button from an early 1800 site, no shank, very thin, about the size of a $50. All right, there's your 12. There's your 13. I would say about 14 inches. Now if you whip it faster, oh yeah, you'll get it on down there, but let's get realistic about this. You're not going to swing your coil like you're beating a stepchild or something. You're not cleaning a rug here. About 13 to 14 inches easy, good signal. Buckle size item, like I said, this doesn't have lead. This is just a plain old brass buckle. 16. 17. I would say safely in about the 17 inch range. Let's go with a buckshot ball and a small cuff. Small cuff here. 6 inches. 7. 8. 9. Between 9 to 10 for a good diggable signal. Piece of buckshot ball. 5. 6, 7, 8. I would say 7 to 8 on a piece of buckshot ball from an old bucking ball. Let's go with the 8-inch ball fragment. Less mass than a 6-pound solid. Alright, we're off the scale of 17 inches. I would say probably add an extra 6 to 7 inches onto that. I would say around 22 to 24 inches on a fragment. Alright, let's switch it over to the all metal mode. Maximum sensitivity. Turn the the threshold up just a fudge. Like I said, you're probably running it a little higher on the threshold without a set of phones than you normally would. I hunt with phones. Start with a big item. It's an auto tune, so it automatically tunes itself. And you probably get maybe an inch or two more on the all metal in the iron. Probably around the 24 mark, 23, 24 mark. Let's go with a mini 58 caliber. I'd dig a nice signal sound that good. 12 to 13 inches on a 58. 69. You're looking at about about 13 on a 69. Big coat button again. So 12, 13, 14, 15, between 15 to 16 for a nice loud signal. Here's the old replica buckle, 14 inches. $17. I mean, I'm picking it up a little bit off around the 19 mark, but for a good signal, I'd say about 17 for a nice deep signal. Alright, let's do a thing they call super tune here. Let's back it down. Ground has been neutralized. Let's go into discrimination, maximum sensitivity, and threshold between the 12. At 1 o'clock it starts to chatter. Let's back that threshold down to about 12. Leave the sensitivity at max. Alrighty. 58. 12. 13. 14. About the 14 to 15 inch mark. 69. I started at 10. 11. 13. 14. About the 14 mark you get a good dependable signal. We're still in the discrimination mode. There's your canister, iron canister, cuff button. That's 12 inches right there. 13 inches. I'd say it starts breaking up around 13. So it'd be 12 to 13. Large coat button, 10 inches. Alright, we're up to 12, 14, 'You're over 17 inches. If I got that signal in the woods, I'd dig it. I'd dig it in a heartbeat. Alright, replica buckle. Start at 17, 18, 'You're looking at an easy 22 inches, almost, 22, 23. That's in the discrimination, a notch below what they call super tune. There's a fragment. You're looking at easy 24, 25 inches, maybe even more than that. You're looking at 6 inches. You're looking at 24 to 25 inches. So there it is. That is the Vaquero That is maximum sensitivity with the threshold set in silent search under the very lowest setting of discrimination, and the threshold is set at about 12 to 12, in between the 12 and 1 o'clock. If you go 1 o'clock, you'll start getting chatter. If you max it out, you get a lot of chatter, which means you would have to back that sensitivity down to about 10. And a mini ball, what they call super tuned, actually doesn't come in but about 11 inches under the super tune. So I would think that by getting away from the super tune mode, set your threshold, go back into your discrimination, now max it out, you're in silent, go back with a 58 caliber, you're looking at 13 to 14 again. So I believe that it actually does better in the discrimination mode, a fudge under what they call super tuned. You get a little chatter, but that was maximum right there, and I'm inside too. Keep in mind I'm in a building, so that is without the headphones and with a 9 by 8 inch concentric coil, which does not go as deep as the you have to hit that sweet spot just right with a concentric coil. With a double D coil, you don't have to do that. You get a little bit more coverage with a double D, and you can work in between iron pieces, which could be at masking things. For a 14.3 to a 14.7 kilohertz frequency machine, it does okay. It seems to be very sensitive to brass, more brass than lead, but it does do pretty good on the lead. I believe the 10 kilohertz machines would probably do a whole lot better on iron, but that's a stock. I'm going to order me a 10 by 12 double D coil and see how that does. I'm kind of curious, but now this is strictly an air test. This does not mean that it will do it in the ground. There's a lot of ifs, and as they would say, there's many a slip between the cup and the lip. Okay, so you may not get it. You know, and that goes with all machines. I don't care what they do to it. I don't care if they make it to where it slices Dysons and makes mounds of julienne fries. It is going to depend a lot upon the ground, the surrounding area. Is there any interference? How much junk is in the ground? I like to hunt in the woods, so I don't find much junk, but I bet this is a shotgun shell magnet. But that's it. That is my Tesoro Vaquero. I bought this machine used for $270, and I believe it's going to be a great little machine. Easy breakdown. Looks like it'll fit in a backpack very nicely. I use a motorcycle, so I travel a good bit, so I believe I'll be able to fit it into my luggage rack pretty easy in the trunk area of my Goldwing, and still have room for my web belt and canteen and a small, fanny pack. But I believe it's going to be pretty good. They say that the Vaquero is only a notch below the Tejon, as far as having the Tejon has a tone ID and has a secondary discrimination. It's both machines carry pretty much the same board, from what I understand, I've been told, and both have the ED 180 discrimination. So I believe this will be a hot machine. Very lightweight, quick, great scout machine to get out there and hit the area, find the area, and then come back in with a super deep detector, a deep seeking detector in the all metal mode. So it's very lightweight. It doesn't weigh 3 pounds altogether. We'll put the coil on there when I order it, and we'll see how it does. But other than that, though, I believe it's going to be a great little machine for the money. I don't think you can beat it for a mid-price machine, and with machines nowadays being upwards around $1,000, I think you're going to do really well with this machine. So I hope you enjoyed it. That's the air test for the Vaquero with a 9x8 concentric coil. And bear in mind, just because it does it in the air don't mean it's going to do it in the ground. Ain't but one way to, as they say, find out where the rubber meets the road, and that's to put it in the woods. Go out and dig. I've seen guys take Garrett groundhogs, the old ones, and dig barber dimes at 8 inches. So if you worked with it enough, I believe you could really do some damage in some spots. And this machine is probably about 4 or 5 years old. And the Vaquero line's been out a while, from what I understand. The Tesoro brought the Vaquero and the Tejon out years ago. So I believe you're going to do real well, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was able to assist you in just giving you an idea of what this thing will do in the air, but not in the ground yet. We're going to put it in the ground very soon. We'll find out just how good it is. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.